What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another vlog. Today I've got to run some errands and then we got to get rid of this pink car behind me. So I got some of the PowerFlex bushings and we're going to go ahead and get those installed. I ordered all the motor mounts, so we're going to try and work on all of that. I want to get this car back on the street so I can go ahead and give it a drive. You know, as long as I can before this new exhaust law, which kicked into effect, gives me a ticket. So let's see what we can do, but let's go run some errands. Alright, back from errands. We're gonna go ahead and work on some of the PowerFlex bushings. So I got the purple and yellow ones for this car. I have the black series. These are their new boxes. I have the black series in the green car. So I decided as my daily, we're gonna run the purple and yellow basic PowerFlex bushings on this car. So it'll be a little bit more comfortable than the green track car. But let's get started on this. Alright guys, so we finally got the subframe out, so I need to go ahead and pull those two bolts right there off, and that'll allow me to pull the arm off there, and I can go ahead and replace it hopefully really quick, get this all mounted back up, and I gotta do it to both sides. And while I'm at it, I'm gonna go ahead and do the motor mount. The motor mount that's sitting right here. So I'm going to go ahead and pull. This just has to come straight out. I don't have my gloves on right now. But this is just going to come straight out. And then I'm going to put the new bushings in. I got to cut that one out and then put the new ones in. Put everything back together. I want to go get some spray to clean everything up a little bit before I put it back in. But I finally got the subframe out. Only took a few minutes. Alright, so I was able to get the bushings into this one. The yellow ones are just inserts that go into the factory mounts. So the black is underneath still, and I just kind of push the yellow one in. Whereas the purple ones are replacements. So I had to kind of cut out the other ones, drill them out a little bit, and then put the purple ones in. So this one's all ready to go back in. Once I finish up the subframe, I sprayed some liquid wrench onto the bolts there that you... that one there and that one there, because I need to replace this. So I sprayed the liquid wrench on it, and I am just waiting for it to soak in so I can kind of break it loose. If I try to put any pressure on it, what ends up happening is the whole subframe just kind of twists around because it's not bolted to anything and it's super light, so it's just kind of twisting around. So I'm going to work on that. But the next ones I need to replace, motor mount wise, are going to be this one here. So I bought a replacement for this one, a replacement for this one, which is the same purple one that's on the lower one that I just showed you guys. This motor mount was already replaced, but if I do need to replace it eventually, I will order it. And then the last one, which is a little bit harder to get to, is going to be the trans mount, which is in here. Which actually on this car, I guess, isn't too hard to get. I just got to remove the intake and a couple of other things, and I should be able to pull this bracket out. And when I have the bracket out, I may actually spray it black, just so it cleans up the engine bay a little bit. I may do the same one to that, just to help kind of clean it up a little bit and make it one color in the engine bay. Other than that, I'm just trying to put everything together and wait for the liquid wrench to work. Alright guys, so I'm going to try the mounts one more time, but to break them loose, and then I'm going to go ahead and take a shower before I go out to eat with my parents tonight. So I, don't want to be all greasy and everything when I go out with them. So this is going to pretty much wrap it up before dinner, and after dinner I should be able to come back and start working on it some more, and hopefully getting the engine mount. Once I get the controller mounts replaced, I can bring the subframe back up, put those in, and then hopefully knock out the motor mounts really quick. That way I can go ahead and drive the car, because I haven't driven it in a couple weeks with doing all the maintenance and stuff, and waiting on parts to come in. So now that I have the parts, I can go ahead and knock it out, and then got a couple surprises that we're going to work on the green one, so I'm really excited for those. Get that hopefully running pretty consistent, as long as this whole new enforcement of a previous California law doesn't hurt us with the exhaust notes and everything else. I should be able to drive it a couple times to keep it running. So I'm going to jump start it tonight after dinner when it gets a little bit darker, so I can run the truck and the Mini next to it, so I don't pretty much draw attention to myself in the complex. But I'll catch up with you guys later. So the problem was, so once I unbolted this, it sits like this to this frame, kind of comes off the control arm, and none of it was attached anymore. So that's what was left of it on the control arm, so I still have to figure out a way to get that off. And once I get that off, I can put the new one on and bolt everything back up. Cool part is I now have some extra brackets for the green car, so I can clean these up, paint them, press these out, and get the race versions for my car, for the green car, for when I drop the subframe on it. So I can throw, you know, new bushings in both my cars, and these are one of the only ones I haven't replaced on it. So I should be able to get that done pretty easily. Now I just need to finish getting that control arm apart, and hopefully I can get this car back together soon. Maybe today, or probably not tonight, but hopefully tomorrow. So I couldn't think of another way to get the bushings off, so I figured this is just, you know, the best way possible. Lit the control arm on fire, and waiting for it. I'm sure I'm gonna try a different way in a minute, probably cut through it, but I gotta get that old bushing off that was supposed to be on the mount, and once I get done with that, then I can get the new one on and then attempt the other side. So hopefully I can get this one off pretty easily without fighting it too much, and then I can get the new one on, get the subframe back up, and hopefully start driving this car tomorrow. Alright, so I am officially giving up for the night. This is where I'm at so far. It's pretty gnarled in there. I just can't get to clear that lip. So I'm going to end up cutting the rest of it off tomorrow with probably a Dremel tool, so I can just cut through it a little bit. And then I will work on the other side over there, and hopefully have this thing back on the road tomorrow. So tomorrow's my goal. So yeah, tomorrow's my goal, and hopefully I can get the car back on the road. I did move the Green Mini tonight. It's been sitting for about a month and a half, so I was able to jump start it with my truck and get it moved a couple spots over. And I'm really excited to start working on that. Once this thing's done, I can go ahead and order a couple of parts for the green car and get it moving and motivated, you know, get it moving and ready to go for the show season that's coming up. So there's a couple shows I'm already signed up for, and a couple more I gotta sign up for. And when I figure those out, I will go ahead and give you guys a list. Until then, I'll see you guys in the morning. Alright guys, day 2 for this little portion of the project. And I've got possibly one of the guys from Envious coming over to help me out. So I'm gonna go ahead and start working on the passenger side, and then we can fire up the Dremel tool or something and cut the control arm piece apart. So I want to try and get as much done and hopefully have this thing bolted up tonight. So here's where we're at. I've got both of the control arm brackets off, and the only thing left on each side, if I get it to focus on this, is just this piece here. So it's like the press-on bushing. I just can't get it off, and I'm trying to cut through it. So once I get that off, I may light this one on fire as well. But once I get those off, I can go ahead and slip the other ones on. And then just gotta reattach this up the sway bar. And I found out that the motor mount that I've already made goes in that pocket there. You probably can't see it from here, but it goes in there on the subframe and then bolts up there to the engine block. So once I can get that done, then we will get this all back up in here and then start doing the rest of the motor mounts. Alright guys, so I brought my buddy Christian over. He's one of the PMs for the group, and I had him take that one off using some vice grips, and I cheated. And once we pull the control arms off, I used the Dremel tool and kind of cut that one apart. So we're gonna take a short break, kind of clean some stuff up, and then hopefully start putting things back together. Alright guys, so these are the new bushes we're putting in. They're the PowerFlex with the black. I had these pre-pressed when I bought them, so they're all brand new brackets with everything pre-pressed in. Just trying to make it easier so I don't have to go to shop and have everything pressed in. These are the other brackets that came off with what's left of the bushings. So we're gonna go ahead and swap these out. We stopped for a little bit of a drink, and we're gonna start getting these on and get the car back together. So we're slowly getting everything bolted up. We replaced a couple of bolts, and Christian's on the other side tightening everything up with the torque wrench. So I think we have most of the bolts back in. Just gotta tighten everything up and then finish putting the front end on. And might actually be able to drive this thing tonight, which should be interesting.
gentlemen.
Wow, good. It can be obnoxious in more ways than one.
Oh, it's so much more solid.
Alright guys, so we ended up going to go get some pizza, taking a short break since we were at a pretty comfortable place with the car. Came back, got everything buttoned up, and as you can see, we took it around the block a couple times. Just kind of do a shakedown test. I still need to go through, tighten up the other bolts before I can kind of drive it every day. And with the new exhaust rules and laws and stuff in California, I'm probably gonna end up throwing some mufflers on it just to quiet the car down so I don't get pulled over as easily. So everything got buttoned up. Christian was a huge help. We noticed we do need to replace the ball joints on the control arms, so I'm gonna go ahead and place an order for those. Still have to put a couple of the motor mounts in. I may end up ordering one of the major motor mounts, one of the upper front motor mounts. So I gotta see if that one's bad or not. I'm gonna replace the rest. I already have them. Kind of gonna work through that probably the next video or something. And then I got a bunch of upcoming stuff with a bunch of the other car club cars. So I'm doing some carbon fiber work to my buddy Jacob's car, who's also one of my PMs, and then got a couple of cool things going on with the Mini. Gonna do a electric water pump install over the normal supercharger powered water pump, and some other stuff kind of for some reliability issues so I can get that car out on the road more often and get it to shows and possibly even put it on the track this time. So until then, I will catch you guys later. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, and pretty much it. Go ahead and leave a comment if you want, and I'll see you guys in the next video.